Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of our critical analysis Let's Play of SimCity. Now the reason I'm calling it a critical analysis Let's Play is because in addition to playing this for enjoyment and for fun, I wanted to do this as kind of a more in-depth gameplay review, kind of like a long-term review, and not just of kind of an overall look at it. Is it fun? Is it not fun? Is it worth the money? Is it not? But actually looking at the game mechanics themselves and trying to figure out how this game works and if that makes sense, and look at the game elements, the gameplay elements, the mechanics critically, and let's just do an analysis of that, and hopefully we can just kind of learn something as we play. So before I started recording, I had a whole bunch of fires and a bunch of demolition to do. Our city is not doing all that great at the moment. So I did have to add this new fire station over here, so now we should have 3 kind of covering the city in these 3 locations. Each one of them has just been upgraded with 1 additional garage so far. So, but something that I saw in the tooltip in the loading screen was that, in fact, higher education will reduce the likelihood that Sims will start fires. So, and I do notice that our high school is maxed out right now. And given that we have tons of money on hand, I think it is time we upgrade this thing. I did in another map upgrade the high school, and you can upgrade this thing totally vertically, which saves a lot of space. So actually we'll do that here. It looks kind of dorky, but you know what, that's okay. Let's see, and how much extra did that give us? That gives us an extra 1,000 students, so I think we're probably okay there for the moment. Let's see, as you can see, I'm still having all kinds of horrible network connection issues, and they are still exclusively related to SimCity, which is really weird. I don't really understand that, but I have been digging around a little bit, trying to find more information on this issue. Nobody else seems to be having this problem related to SimCity, but my modem is a DOCSIS 2.0 standard modem, and I have heard some people, when using DOCSIS 2.0 on a DOCSIS 3.0 network, like I am on, that it can cause disconnects and loss of connection, intermittent connection, that kind of thing. So I think at this point a new modem is probably in my future, and hopefully that takes care of it. But the weird thing is I don't have connection issues outside of SimCity, so I really, I don't know what to say. So let's look at our dump here. We are getting a bit full, and I think it's time that we add some incinerators. We just want to, I don't know, be able to get rid of this garbage as quickly as we can. The more garbage sitting around, the more likely Godzilla is to come and pay us a visit, as well as just polluting more. So, okay, we're good on sewage and water capacity. So let's take a look at our zones here. Now we have residential on this side and a bunch of industrial down that side. Now we were going to try and make this an industrial city if we could. So, oh man, so much abandoned stuff. The fires were really going crazy, and I think that was due to traffic. As you can see, I did upgrade this zone to medium density streets, which I think was helping our fire trucks get where they needed to go, which I think is probably going to make a big difference. And let's check the density of our industrial zone. They're really not looking like they want to upgrade yet, so we'll leave that alone for now. I believe last time we were trying to figure out what all these numbers here mean. These workers, unfilled jobs, students, industrial freight. As you can see, our industrial freight, we still have roughly half of our industrial freight is unfulfilled. And as we talked about last time, that looks like it means that industry can't keep up with commercial demand. But adding a bunch of industry did not seem to help. So let's look at our trade depot. We do have our trade depot completely full. And let's see, manage global market deliveries. We don't have any commodities to manage, but we do have lots of freight. And we did build a coal mine, and so we have the second trade depot down here. And you know what, I think, let's just check where the coal is. Okay, it's off to the right. So what I'm going to do is actually connect this here. And maybe I will do that all the way down. That doesn't like that. I think maybe, because it's different road types. Anyway, I think this just is meaning a lot of these trucks aren't getting through. They're going around here and they're never finding themselves down to this, you know, the end of this dead end thing, which is another issue with these agents. They're just not very smart. You know, in a real city, people making freight deliveries to and from a trade depot would know where it was, regardless of where in the city it was located. And they wouldn't have to go searching for it every day. So that just means you have to, you really have to look at your road design not from a sort of intuitive point of view, but from the AI's point of view, which is, quite frankly, very difficult to even figure out what the AI's point of view is. But since this freight is totally full, or nearly full, I think we should probably add another freight warehouse here. We do have one. And we may very well need a third trade depot. Delivery trucks, that may help get this one more utilized as well. Even though it is down at the end of this dead-end road. Throw a sign up there, why not? So, let's see here. A coal mine is working. Now, this is interesting. This says we've got a 6-month supply of coal under the building. But in another world that I've worked in, despite long periods of time going by, that number doesn't go down. And in another city, it actually went up after some time. So I really don't understand what this number represents. It doesn't seem to mean anything directly. You know, it doesn't mean what you think it means, as far as I can tell. I don't know what it actually does mean, but so let's see. We can, let's see, 290 tons. We could also build another. Is this hauls coal? So this will help get the coal from here to the power plant and to the trade depot. You know, at this stage we probably don't need that second one, but let's make sure we're actually exporting that. We are. Okay, so we should be making money from our coal. Let's see, we've got commercial zones here and here. We get an achievement for extracting some coal. Okay, and now let's go back to our population panel and take a look at these numbers again. So, unfilled jobs, this means we need a lot more residential. We have more jobs than we have people. And we have no commuters because this is so far the first city in the region. So we're going to have to fill those jobs with our own citizens. And it looks like we have a handful of extra desks in our educational system, so we're still good there. So let's focus on trying to add a little bit more residential. And I guess, you know, we might as well just put a strip of it right down here. So let's start with that. And let's maybe connect this here and zone the rest. Actually, I'm going to do that just so we can maybe put, just expand this, or maybe put a clinic down there or something later, and it'll be a little bit separated, kind of reserve some space. So we'll add some more residential there, and maybe we'll do the same down in this area. We'll leave this zone blank again for maybe some more, the gymnasium that can be expanded off the high school, for example. And might as well do this as well. We may use this space for something else later on, but we'll see. So, industrial now. I'm going to throw down, well, we don't really need industrial yet because we have a lot of unfilled jobs. These guys are abandoned allowance fire, and that one couldn't find the freight depot, even though it's right there. So, this guy's totally full of freight, or nearly so. That one's filling up quickly. Oops. So we need to get these guys expanding. So I think what we may want to do is throw it on a park. And I'm not too worried about increasing the, the Sims wealth, because eventually we're going to end up with high-tech industrial, and I think we do need educated high-wealth Sims for those jobs, but we'll find out. And I kind of like the nature parks as well, so I was thinking like that reaches a fair bit of people. We could put it in the middle of the block, then it kind of, well, sure, why not? And somebody can live next to the park. So that's nice. Where else could we put a park? Let's put a park kind of in the middle of this block too. Actually, let's pick the bigger one just so we get that radius a little bit bigger. Okay, so we've got parks, and we have a couple over here as well, so that's good. Looks like we have an unhappy Sim here, no money. So let's check our advisors here. It looks like everybody's happy except the police. But let's actually look at our crime map here. We've got a little bit of criminal activity along the commercial zone. We've got a lot of coverage here around our police station. We could probably use a second police station. Our income is 15K per hour, so we definitely have some money to spend. So let's see, where should we put the police station? I'm thinking for now this may move, especially if we end up upgrading to a police precinct later on, but let's put it down here because this trade depot can only expand once more. So let's do it like that. And I think that leaves enough room for one more trade depot module. And let's just jump down here, and I like to add a couple of cars right off the bat just to make sure everything's getting patrolled. Just throw down a sign and a flagpole for fun. Here's something that we could talk about. The flagpole and the sign, it's fun just to be able to customize stuff. Just decorative options, I guess. But these decorative options are kind of weird. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, the flagpole and a sign, they're just kind of weird choices, and then they don't really blend in very well. You can put this sign right on the driveway here. The flagpole isn't on the property, it's stuck to the sidewalk. And none of the flagpoles actually have flags on them. Is that just my graphic settings, or is that... I guess I haven't noticed watching other people's videos if their flagpoles actually have flags. So this seems like really sloppy model design. I mean, the model itself is very pretty, but then this modular stuff just seems very sloppy. It doesn't seem well thought out, which is weird because it's controlled by the developer. They're not user-created modules that may or may not fit in with the game world. These are things created by the developers, so I really don't understand why they don't work better than they do. Let's see, I got some criminals. I mean, the police are always wanting more, so we'll just ignore them for now. Let's take a look. I'm just going to check the time here, make sure we're not running too long. We're about 15 minutes, so we'll do a few more minutes of this and then cut for the next episode. But it looks like these sims are all getting ready to expand, which is good. Our industrial still not so much, and that just may be because they're not making enough money. Like, these people need somewhere to ship the freight, which I don't understand why they can't find that. What are these people complaining about? No power. I think that was in the past. Freight shipments are profitable. Business is good. So most of these are doing well, and they should be expanding relatively soon, I guess. Or I should say that they will expand if we upgrade the roads. So our income is still really healthy, so let's go ahead and upgrade some of these roads. And this takes forever. I really wish there was a paint over feature with the roads, but I did mention that in previous episodes, so I won't harp on it. One thing that I do like about the interface is when you click on a tool, say like the road tool category down here, it brings up automatically kind of a data view, but a data view light, if you will. And it gives you a quick look as you're using the tool, how you're affecting things, which that was well thought out. I like that feature. Might as well do this shorthand as well. So that's kind of nice, especially with the roads. You can see the traffic as you're upgrading and building roads, and you can immediately see what impact you're having, which is really good. And that's something that's missing from other areas of this game, the immediate feedback. And that could really help, like our experiment with the unfulfilled freight orders. None of the changes we made change any of the numbers, so you get no feedback from the diagnostics that the game gives you, which would be okay if there were either good tooltips to tell you what to expect when you build certain buildings or perform certain upgrades or whatever. If you knew what to expect, the lack of instant feedback wouldn't be so bad. I could wait a couple of months in game for those numbers to change if I was confident that I knew what was in fact going to change. So that's kind of an unfortunate downside, I think. This avenue is kind of dorky here. I think eventually we're gonna try and swing this around somewhere. Alright, so these guys are definitely starting to upgrade. That's a good sign. And we are on quick speed. So what I want to do is, what do they want? Oh, of course they want buses and parking rides and things, which we could add. Well, here's a good example of what we were talking about. The park and ride, for example. So it says municipal and shuttle buses stop here for low and middle wealth sims. Commuters can park in the back before taking the bus. So this does not tell you if you're meant to be putting this, or where you're meant to be putting this. Is this meant to be put near residential areas, so that then your sims will, instead of commuting all the way to their job, they'll just commute to the park and ride and then go? I mean, that would make sense to me. But it also talks about these municipal buses. Well, and the, is it the shuttle bus depot? So we have municipal bus, and we have shuttle bus. Neither of these two words mean a whole lot to me in this context. Municipal bus would typically, to me, mean within the city, just city buses. And a shuttle bus that could mean a lot of different things. I'm really not sure what they're trying to get at. And it would appear, after playing with it, that one of those two, and I don't remember now which, is actually an intercity bus or regional bus system. So a lot of these tooltips just are very unhelpful. They're very unclear and very vague. You know, if this said, build this near where your Sims live to, you know, to have whatever effect, that would be more helpful. If it said, you know, city buses transport Sims within a city, you know, that would be helpful. But instead, here it says shuttle buses stop here for low and middle wealth Sims. Well, a shuttle bus depot, you only need one of those in the city, and then you can build a bunch of park and rides. Well, do you need more than one shuttle bus depot? I mean, are Sims commuting to the shuttle bus depot and then around your city? Because that sounds like what the park and ride does. So what does the shuttle bus do? And it says shuttle buses stop here. Well, do they stop at the depot or do they stop at the bus stops? So this is the kind of thing that I just find very, very confusing, and it's not game mechanic related. You know, it's not a problem with the mechanics, it's a problem with the interface design and not telling the player what those mechanics are or what they do. And that's a problem when they don't work intuitively. So that's something that I was thinking about. Here's our density, so those guys did expand. These ones are going to get close next. So what should we do next? I mean, it looks like our city services are under control. Let's see, we're not doing a whole bunch of coal into this trade depot. We're creating 48 tons a day, and this one lot can hold 20 tons. And our coal power plant, let's see, that can hold 20, and we're only burning 4. So we should have a glut of coal somewhere, unless we're just selling it quick enough out of here, because we don't have a whole lot of storage. I guess total between the mine, the trade depot, and the power plant, we have 60 tons of storage. And so that, yeah, we may just be exporting it quick enough that we don't need more than one trade depot lot for coal, which I guess that's good. Let's check our health. I had a theory about health that we could maybe look at. Let me just check the time though, because yeah, we are running a bit long here, so I'm going to cut it here. We'll come back and look at the health issue in the next episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll continue our analysis next time. In the meantime, please leave comments. Give me some feedback on this video. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see next. And what is going on here? Are we losing power? Or is that just nighttime? That looked really weird. Or no, it's just daytime. Anyway, yeah, so please hit that like button if you did like it. Leave some comments. Subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos. Some other gaming videos as well as some other stuff. So anyway, have a great day, everybody, and I will see you next time.